And Pedro, thank you so much for chatting with me. We only literally just met this week in Twitter. And
Yeah.
why don't you introduce yourself to the audience and let us know who you are, where you're at, and what you're working on?
Cool, cool. So, Doggy, it's an honor for me be here with you. I really think that the work that GitHub is doing, always did in the internet, is something very awesome. I'm a front-end developer, a Brazilian guy. I'm working as a front-end head a little bit more than 17 years. I started very early when I
Yeah.
was just 12, and I'm always working as a front end engineer, but in 2014, I knew React in a talk. I was working with Angular at that time, and Angular was a little bit tricky and a little bit there was a lot of bit messy around Angular 1.0 at that time, and a guy that's like it a lot to be some kind of architecture and not just a guy that operates things. So when I saw React is something very, very awesome for me. And I'm the creator of Docsy, and Docsy came to be alive because of React and all these component-based structures that React have. So uh, I think that my journey until here is very working with React a lot and trying to be part of the community. I really love to be part and contribute to the community.
Excellent. And this is a beautiful site. I did see Gatsby here as well as being powered. So this is a framework for folks to build docs for their site.
Docsy is some kind of tool to make easy for you to document your things. And when I talk about things, I'm talking about when you have an open source project and you want to create some kind of documentation for it, or when you have some kind of design system. Docsy is a very good tool to create some kind of easy and quick documentation. We know that it's a little bit hard to start a project, set up a lot of things, and create this type of stuff. Uh, in front end setup, things is I think is the hard part of the work. Now we have a lot of tools to help us with that. Next.js is one of them. Gatsby is another one, but I'm a little bit old, and I'm at my time was very hard to set up things. We spent more time set up in the project than working on it, and Webpack was very hard. But now there's a lot of tools to help, and Docsy is one of them. It's a tool that will help you to have some kind of playing ground for your components, some kind of easy and quick documentation.
Yeah, and in the chat, Vortex has mentioned that Doxy, for folks who are familiar with Jekyll, it does a great job of like it's fixing that, extending within GitHub pages in Jekyll. It combines pretty well, and a lot of people leverage that for their docs. It seems like an evolution to that solution.
Yeah, of course. JQ is a very good tool. I'm working with it a long time ago.
Excellent. And remind me, where in Brazil are you based?
I am near a city called Florianopolis in the
Yeah,
south,
yeah.
in the south of the country. Santa Catarina is the state.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, and just marveling at your, I was telling you, wonderful background, wonderfully set up. I need to, I need to move some of my
Cool.
wife's stuff out of the way so I can have a nice background like you.
I really like the plants here.
Yeah,
There.
excellent. Yeah, I like your Groot.
Cool.
Uh, so we got connected because I think one of the actually one of the contributors from one of my projects, they mentioned you in my tweet and was like, hey, you should connect with Pedro and have him on the streams or connect and have him on GitHub stuff. And it came out with this issue right here, which this issue you created 8 days ago. I would love to hear the story behind this issue and sort of how you got here and what was the response after you opened it.
Yeah, of course. I'm really didn't have idea when I posted this issue that will sound so loud to the community. Was something that I made in the middle of the night. Because the last the last year was a little bit tough for everyone because the pandemic and all of this stuff. But when I started to work with Docsy, was something very, it's kind of passion for me because I'm started to work with React 6 years ago. And I always had the idea, since I'm new React, to create the tool like Docsy, because I saw, here we have a very good way to create our component or our structure, and we need a tool for that. So at the time, I'm working a lot of time with Storybook, and at the time, Storybook was a little bit tricky and a little bit slow as well, had some problems, and I really wanted to create a tool, and was just for fun, was just for something that I really like it and wanted to. And I started to work a lot. I wake up in 3 hours earlier and going to the bed 3 hours later just to be able to code in the project. And in the middle of the process, and I think that is the very good part of open source, you can erase all the code and make it again. In the middle of the process, I remember that the guys from Next.js launched MDX. So I erased almost the entire code that I'm writing at that time and started to code again to put MDX in Docsy, because when I saw, I talked for myself, oh, this will be a game changer for Docsy. And in fact, it was a very game changer, because I was in a trip with my wife, and I was with all the things prepared to make the launch of the project. But I never thought that will be something so big, and we'll have had so many people liking and sharing the project. So when I posted the video in the tweet, I had a small video with quick and very quick and easy, just showing how Docsy worked. And when I posted this video, was some kind of a boom in the community, because in the first day it had 15 or 16,000 stars just in one day. Was something massive, because guys from Zeit started to share the tweet. Matthew Kyle from Gatsby shared as well. Can't see Docz, Dan Abramov shared. When Dan shared the project, the project make an explosion. And a lot of demand starts to growing with the Docsy, and be able to make a conciliation between your work and open source is something very hard, very, very hard, because open source gets a long time in your day just to respond issues and get demands from people, and thinking the roadmap of the project, and thinking all the stuff around a good open source project. And you have people all day creating issues for the project, and people think that you kind of need to resolve their issues, and sometimes they wanted the fix of the issue in the same day, and be a little bit angry if you don't respond it. This is very is something that start to consume yourself. So I was very fat. I was with 30 pounds more than I have today,
Yeah.
and very stressed. I was fighting a lot with my wife because you need time for our wives,
Yeah.
and I was just in cutting all day and in the weekends, so I got it very fat, and a time I needed to stop and take myself, and when I saw will be hard, or I maintain my work 18 hours per day, and try to start um, to improve my healthy,
Yeah.
or I'm trying to keep going in Docsy, and this was very hard for me because after launch Docsy with Gatsby was a massive revamp of the project, and Gatsby support me with that. But after this reconfiguration of the project was a little bit hard because starts to growing a lot of demands, and I'm trying to get sponsor with some companies. I'm starting to get sponsor with some guys and people that I know that was using Docsy, but was very hard. So I lost the motivation because I thought I'm just encoding for everyone and making a very good job, and didn't have one people that can give just $10 a month. This is very awkward for me. So uh, I'm my motivation was lost. That's the right thing to say. My
Yeah.
motivation was lost, and I'm started to focus on my health, and so I didn't more time to working on both my work and my health and Docsy. So I needed to choose, and I chose myself.
Yeah. Cool. And that kind of summarizes what was mentioned in your issue too, as well, that you opened up last week. Um, being able to focus on yourself, which is important, mental health, when it comes to like writing code. It's a mentally taxing thing where you have to think through problems and solutions. But to do that for um, I'll go ahead and start the repo too as well, but do that for 20,000 people per se that are watching this, not to mention the people that are using it. That number could be higher or lower. It's admirable that you did make that decision to say, okay, we're going to do something different. Which I'm curious in the response to this, like I don't see many internal issues at GitHub that get this many reactions. So, can you talk about the reaction to the issue when you sort of just said, hey, sorry, not so much effort has been put in the project as of late. What was the response that you received?
Yeah, was something very impressive for me, and I'm very surprised until now because, in fact, as I mentioned in the issue, every day that I can't work in the project was something very hard for me because I was thinking a lot about, hey, I need to start to work in Docsy. Docsy will die if I don't work on it, and this was hurt me a lot. But I have a lot of troubles in things to manage. So this year, a lot of good things happen with me. I'm very, very good now in terms of healthy, mental and physical, mainly physical because I think that developers are very worried about mental health and have good code and a lot of things, but developers in in general, they forgot to keep and care about healthy and have a lot of troubles with healthy. So I start to be more careful with my healthy, and I improved it a lot. So when I saw the reaction of the guys and a lot of things, a lot of people supporting me because the history, I saw that I have a lot of people with the same passing the same thing. I think that I have a lot of open source guys that is passing in the same situation. I think that I have a lot of developer having the same situation, maybe with mental healthy or maybe with physical healthy. And when I see something like that, I see that we need more people talking about this. We need more people talking about, hey, companies, you don't need just to worry about your money or how much you are growing, but you need to start to think that your software is built around open source tools. So you need to give back to open source, because companies, I think that a lot of companies don't have the idea that open source is something free, and I think that they just we are just using this tool that my developer says that we needed to use, but they don't have any worry about this project is a free project and we are using it, so we are giving back to it. So I think that people need to start to talk about this, and need to start to talk to companies that, hey, your software is built around open source. You need to give back to the community.
Yeah, and it looks like that you also announced this week, so this has been a very fast week for you. But you do have connected GitHub sponsors to your project too, so folks can contribute and help sort of support your work.
Yeah, sure. 1 or 2 days after I posted the issue and start the buzzy, and it was a thing very surprised because it hyped it a lot. There's so many people retweeting the project, and I had more than 100,000 impressions in the tweet. And 2 days after, GitHub contact me and says, "Oh, Pedro, you will be the second person in Brazil to be part of the sponsor program." And this was very awesome for me because I know that GitHub is helping a lot with that. And it's very good to see to have a company thinking about the front end, the community, the open source, and trying to put this to another people.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I'm happy to hear that you were able to get some attention for the project and also get some support too as well. I'm curious, what about technical support? What are places that folks can participate and help out with the Docsy project?
Yeah, for sure. In fact, we have a Slack of Docsy. You can enter and talk about the project. You can send me an email or talk with me in Twitter as well. And we have a lot of open things to improve. Docsy is a very good project. When I started to work on it, I'm trying to use all the new stuff and the best stuff that we had in the market. And that is the good part of the open source. You can use it whatever you want. You can use it maybe maybe if you in beta or not, you can use it as well. And that's a very good thing. So Docsy has a lot of space to improvements, and will be awesome to have people supporting, helping, contributing.
Excellent. Well, hopefully, folks, if you It sounds like there's a lot of recommendations for books and things to sort of curb the I guess the mental health of programmers. The Healthy Programmer is a book that was shared in chat. If you were inspired at all by this, please check out the issue, check out Docsy as a project, and start repos and get involved, have conversations. I just started this repo. I need to actually refresh, but yeah, have conversations with maintainers. You mentioned the Slack too as well. Folks find the Slack and connect with Pedro, but also this is Pedro's one maintainer. We try to have these conversations with maintainers every Friday here on twitch.tv/GitHub. So if you have a conversation or a story you want to share, reach out to me. I would love to have you on. And thank you again, Pedro.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor for me to be here with you, Doggy. And really, thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Keep in touch.
Yeah, cool.
All right. So this ends our